Okay, so the recording has started. This is the April meeting, the FAC 2025. And hi, all. I think the most urgent thing we need to do today is get the minutes for the last two meetings approved. And I think I emailed them to you like not that long ago. If we could just take a minute. I know most of us have been reviewing them as we wait. So take a glance. If anyone has a motion to approve the February minutes, please do.
I move to approve.
Lovely. Do we have a second? Okay, that was you, Brian, right? And any modifications? We're good. All right. All in favor of approving the February minutes as written?
Right.
Any noes? Any abstentions? Just Mark? Oh, let's do March and then we'll introduce our new member, I guess. All right, how about March? Do you have a motion?
I'll move.
Okay.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark. And second?
I second. James Chaddick.
Cool.
James Chaddick, second.
Thanks, James. Any corrections, modifications, additions, anything? All right, all in favor of approving the March minutes? Any
Yay.
noes? And any abstentions? Okay, so that's Matt abstaining. Okay. All right. So new member, right? Mark, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm sorry, what?
No, sorry, not Mark Jackson. We have a new Mark. Mark, is it Miluski? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, Milewski. I
Okay.
apologize for bringing another Mark onto the committee here.
Yeah, now when I doze off, I have to like pay attention.
I'm a business professor over at Connecticut State Tunxus. I'm also on the Connecticut State Senate, so it'll be interesting to be in the two worlds here.
Uh-huh.
I'm faculty advisor for the business club. I participate on the leadership team at Spirit of Teaching, which happens every fall. And I'm also at the local Tunxus, Connecticut, Tunxus Center for Teaching. So those are some of the things I'm involved with and glad to be with you.
Welcome. And Andre had been threatening to leave us for quite some time. He has finally officially left us, but I put him on notice that we're gonna still reach out. So
I will say, Mark, welcome to both sides of the world as a Senate. So you can take those questions from me.
gonna have
Thank you.
Today's meeting will be short, but like you're gonna have a lot of long Friday meetings, man. Right? Okay, so let's see. Our agenda is tiny. We approved our minutes. Next is approval of the agenda, reports of chair and vice chair, some discussion of the generative AI policy, but it seems from our quick discussion just now, we don't have too much to say for now, and we'll probably hopefully have Mike Madring come in and just talk about it with us whenever he's available, hopefully next time. And the federal and state cuts, what you're seeing and feeling and hearing and whatnot, and other policies and old new business. So that's it for today. Can we approve the agenda? Do we need any motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve.
Thank you, with John seconding.
Sure.
Anything we need to add?
Well, this could be a very long meeting if we decide to discuss the last item, which I don't think we should.
Federal?
About, yeah, I mean, that's like weeks of discussion there.
Well, I am curious about felt effects, right? I think we're anticipating a lot. But yeah. Was it an actual motion to strike that one? Or, I mean, a suggestion?
No, I'm just joking that
Okay,
you said
okay,
it'll be a short meeting, and I agree, but I'm just saying that could be,
okay.
there's so many
All right.
issues going on.
So all in favor of the agenda as it is? Thank you. Any opposed? All right. Okay, so reports of chair and vice chair. I hope that, I know Brendan's joining us late. I hope he's here soon-ish. I think that there are really two things that I would want to point your direction to. There is in the last board meeting's agenda packet, report on enrollment, which is up. I'm looking for a summary, I have it somewhere, of our numbers, but yeah, first few pages of that board packet will give the details of the increase in enrollment, which is great. I've been trying to look at those numbers and compare them with trying to look at our levels of funding in the context of our enrollment over the last few years, like we did a couple years ago. And we'll see where that takes us for our report to the legislature. The other thing that I'll mention is just that the Appropriations Committee budget is scheduled to come out on the 24th of this month. We know that the governor has us about, in my estimation, and in, I think, relative to the asks of our unions, that perspective, about 200 million short. Relative to the level at which, yes, okay, CT State, it's over 6%. Enrollment is up. Thanks, Mark. So relative to, and that number is set by what the system says it needs to move forward, but our administration is conceding the use of a good amount of reserves, right? Or so-called reserves. I just want to make sure that we note that the so-called reserves, especially the so-called reserves at CT State, are not so much reserves as money that has been held back from students that should have been used in past years, but that the system feels it needs to hold on to because of the uncertainty about state level funding. And it's this terrible sort of catch-22, because I think our state funding is being withheld because we have so much in our supposed reserves, but those supposed reserves are simply unspent dollars, needs unmet, constantly shrinking our institutions instead of spending it. So, I mean, it would be devastating if we spent it and they didn't fund us, so they're holding on to it to be responsible, and we're in this cycle. So I am kind of concerned that, especially because of what that looks like, that we're going to have a hard time actually getting our hands on the funds that we need, but we'll see. I just want to make sure that is on the record, that it's not reserves. They are not reserves, right? They are holdbacks in anticipation of inadequate state funding, and I think we should insist that they should be spent on our needs now and be funded adequately going forward. I mean, we know we have limitations though, and we have federal threats coming, so we know why folks aren't doing it, but just want to just push back on the idea that those are reserves. That's it in terms of me and what I really want to discuss now. Anything you want to discuss just on those two topics? CT state enrollment, 6%. Okay. Okay, so I don't know when Brendan is joining us. So let's skip ahead to just generative AI. I think we established we do not really need to have a significant discussion, but does anybody have anything at all to say or any concerns anticipated? Because we hopefully will have Mark here soon. Mike here soon. All right, so let's talk about the federal and state cuts. Is anyone being affected yet? Go ahead,
I was
Mark.
in a meeting this morning and our campus CEO gave a little presentation and he said that we haven't been affected thus far, but is anticipating being affected. So everybody's waiting and seeing, and there's a lot of uncertainty.
Okay. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, one thing I'm nervous about, and I'm just probably articulating what a lot of people are thinking, is all the indirect impacts. Students in our ESOL classes and other classes who are hesitant to show up to public spaces, who are maybe pulling back. The increased financial strain of households and how that makes it even more difficult. Those barriers seem to be getting higher for students entering at a time that we're trying to increase our enrollment. One thing about the enrollment increases too is in breaking those down, I wonder about like the high school partnerships and how much of that enrollment are high school partnerships and enrollment that doesn't necessarily help our financial argument. So there's just a couple things that I've been thinking about with this.
Okay. And I'm scanning through the report now to see how much of that is covered. Might be the beginning. I'll put the packet in the chat. Anyone else? I mean, there's just, oh, go ahead, Mark.
It just seems like the pattern for threatening the withholding of funding thus far is cut everything DEI or you don't get your federal funds. And it doesn't seem like Connecticut's been targeted yet. So it's nice that we're under the radar so far, but will that come our way is the big question.
Yeah. And there's a lot to anticipate. I'm just looking at this. What is it in the last day, the dead list for Social Security numbers, wondering how that will affect students' access to, I mean, everything, but including us, right? Yeah, there's a lot to anticipate, but no, okay, nothing concrete that we can talk about at the moment. All right. Cool. Flick through. Guys, I'm done. Dead serious. What are we missing? There is so much going on right now, but it all seems to be outside of us at the moment. I will have a draft. I will send a draft of a report to the legislature very soon. For real this time. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
It's a separate issue. If you want to finish what you're saying right now, I just wanted to go back and wonder how that issue got resolved about the curriculum, the FERC, TAP FERC, and all of that. What can you sort of summarize the why we don't need to talk about that here?
I'm not able to summarize that. I wonder, it might have been nice if Katha could explain it to us, but I believe, so there was I hope I'm going to be accurate in this description, but there's what's it called now? The Transfer Council is this new structure. Historically, there was TAP FERC, and TAP FERC had a specific function that was not replicated in Transfer Council. And Cawthor, who has been sort of keeping FERC in existence while it's being sunsetted for a while now, was concerned about letting it go without having something else to take that role. There was some disagreement, it seemed, within Transfer Council about whether that subcommittee would exist, how it would exist, etc. It seems that between last meeting and this one, the subcommittee that was necessary was in fact formed. So that's my understanding. So for that reason, we don't really need to have that discussion. I don't know, is anybody else familiar with what's going on there? The explanation, I mean, like, I really actually just she's very good at sort of describing the issue, but it did feel like there was some pressure, or at least the perception was that there were desires that the institutions had about their need to meet accreditation standards that were not adequately respected by the system office. And that's where the source of or that was the perception, I think, right? Or the disagreement. And they managed to sort it out. So I believe that everything's in good shape now. And if
Okay,
that's not true, we'll bring it back.
okay. So her concern was that there wasn't going to be this other group created to make some decisions
Yeah.
for or before Transfer Council. But
Yes.
that group has been formed. Okay.
Yes. And you know, each of the universities really thought it was important. So yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else? Okay. Old new business. I'll just say that Lois, Jen, and I are going to have to get together soon, right, to send out information about elections. I don't know when the universities, you know, the rest of you do your elections, but I don't think you need as much lead time as the community colleges or the community college does. So we will try to get that stuff out to remind folks to elect someone from your campuses so we can do the second round of elections, right? So remembering that we have 3, so on according to the what do you call it, the bylaws, there are, well, actually according to state statute there are 3 members of faculty who are voting members from the community college and 1 staff, and the way that we have done it to make sure that we have representation from, information from every campus, every location, to make sure that we're still in functioning order everywhere, is that we elect someone from every campus, but our voting members are, there's 1 for small, 1 for medium, 1 for large, and then everyone else is a first or second. What's the word I'm looking for?
Alternate.
Alternate, there we go. So that's what we have to do. So we have a 2-stage election, and we'll get that information out soon. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, so Colina, just to
Mhm.
clarify, so I pretty much I need to send information to my campus to let them know that there's gonna be election coming up. They're probably gonna need a new representative and so on and so forth, correct?
Yeah, well, what we're gonna want is that whatever the local governing body is at your campus, you should select someone to represent your campus from there, and then send those names to us, and then we'll send stuff out for the second part for the statewide or well,
Okay.
for the small, medium, large elections. At
Perfect.
staff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, I guess we can leave it there. Every campus should be electing their person, and feel free to send that along, but then we will send more information. Okay. Okay, cool. Are we good? Anyone want to make anyone want to make a motion?
Okay, I'll do it again.
Oh, I'm so making them. Oh, okay.
Hey,
Motion
hey.
to adjourn.
I second.
All right. And here we go. I'm stopping the
Right.
recording.
Thanks all.
New world record.